What's going on, guys? This is Qazi. Welcome to another epic video under the popular movie look series, Nocturnal Animals. And I gotta be honest with you, one of the most visually stunning looking films. If you haven't seen it, you must check it out. This is probably one of the hardest looks I've created on this channel, no joke. I want to give a big shout out to my brother Christoph for hooking me up with this footage. Go check out his Instagram handle is right here. Show him some love. And for those that are interested to learn how to be efficient as a colorist or want to learn the most go-to commercial look, I have 2 free trainings. Links are in the description. Go check it out. And on that note, guys, if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more awesomeness. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. I am posting there every single day. Let's roll the intro. This is hands down one of the hardest looks you can ever create. I'm not joking. It was challenging on every single front. And you can even just tell by looking at it, right? It's just such a gorgeous grade. And you know that there's a lot of push and pull that's happening here. So let's go ahead and break it down and see what's happening on the scope level. So I can see that my black points are super proper. I mean, it just doesn't get cleaner than that. Okay, so black points are really proper. I mean, you can even see that overall, I mean, you know, so here's our white points, right? So if I were to draw it out, so the green is just a little bit higher than the rest. So let's just keep these things in mind, okay? Otherwise, we can see the same thing in midtones too. So like if we look at it, right? Well, it's a little bit different when we look at that. So there's a little bit less red, then there's even amount of green and blue. So that's what we're looking at in the midtones. So these things are very important. Pastel colors, like look at that, right? So nothing has, you know, too much punch or too much juice. Same thing goes with like the skin is pale and it's more on the magenta side. So, you know, look at how subdued our greens are. So these are sort of like the anchors that I'm going to be building my look around. Now get super pumped because look at what we're working with. There is a lot that's going to happen here to get it in this world. So it's not going to be easy. We also have to get creative. In this shot, we don't have any bright light coming through. This might be an evening time, right? The sun is going down, whatever, and this is the shot that we're seeing. Or maybe it's nighttime. Here, you know, she's in the train, she's backlit, there's tons of light on her. So we're going to keep that in mind. We're not going to go for a one-to-one match and just blindly follow what's happening here. We're still going to be respectful with where our girl is in comparison to where this shot takes place. Also, one more thing, look at how crunchy the contrast is. That's another thing that you got to keep in mind. Like when we're going to be building this look, we're really going to push it and try to get that aspect in as well. So that said, let's jump over into our shot and I'm gonna lay out the node tree first and then we're gonna start attacking it. So first node is going to be balance. Then I'm gonna create a new node, which is going to be my LUT. We're gonna be using a film print emulation. I just know for a fact, I couldn't find information on it, but pretty much every other movie has a 2383 Kodak film print emulation. So we're gonna be using that just to be on the safe side because I just have a feeling that there's some sort of film print emulation going on here, or else it's just really hard to nail certain hues that they have in this scene. Okay, I'm going to create another node, and in this one, we're going to call it blacks. And then after that, we're going to have our look adjustment. And then I'm going to do another one. I'm going to pull this down, and this is going to be our girl. Okay. And then I'm going to create a parallel node. And then this is going to be pretty much outside. And then we're going to have another node. That's going to be our basically global adjustment. And then, or a main look, if you will. And then we're going to create 2 more. So let's go back here and call it global. Or actually, you know what? Let's call it look. So my actual look is going to be created right here. Everything else up until this point is going to be basically balancing it, getting enough separation, and then this is where the look is going to be created, and then this one is going to be my glow, and then this one is going to be my grain, and grain is probably the most important thing here because you can just see how much grain is on here. I feel like you can even see it on YouTube. So that's the structure. That's what we're going for. So first I'm going to go under my LUT and I'm going to go into film looks, which is available to all of you guys. If you have DaVinci Resolve, you have this folder under LUTs, and you should have these available. So I'm going to be using the warm version of the Kodak 2383. And when I drop it on, you're probably like, yo, dude, like what is going on? Let's fix this right away. So I'm going to go under my key mode, and I'm going to pull the sting out a little bit. So I'm under my key output. I'm bringing it down to around 7.5-ish. And then I'm going to head on over to my contrast and pivot. And I'm going to take my contrast and pull it back a little bit, not too much. So something like that. I just want to have more control over my image in the beginning. That said, now I'm going to go back into my balance, and I'm going to balance out my image. Right now, I don't need to be bothered with this, okay? There's some time that we're going to be spending on our image before we get to a point where we're going to start creating that look. So these are very important steps, okay? So let's start out with balancing our image. So first thing I'm going to do is give it some juice. I'm going to take it to around 70-ish, and now I'm going to take my, you know what, maybe like, yeah, let's go to 70-ish, something like that. And then I'm going to take my temp and tint, and let's start cranking it back. And I'm going to park it somewhere around, I'm going to go too far and then come back, obviously. And then I'm going to take my tint and swing it again and then come back. I'm just focusing on her skin right now. And now what I want to do is I want to go into my offset, and I want to start just taking some of that blue out. So I'm going to do that. This is looking good. I'm quiet because I'm concentrating. All right, so guys, just look at what we did here. You get what I'm saying? Like, proper balancing is everything, okay? And we got a pretty solid proper balancing going on. We can see it here, all of it, okay? One thing that I will do is that, remember, we had more green up top in the other image. So I'm going to try to put that in a little bit. I'm not going to exaggerate it. So I'm just going to go in my gain, and I'm going to give it a little bit more green, right? So I'm going to pull blue, I'm going to pull red, and I'm going to put just a little bit more green. You know, not too much. So I'm going to even it out. So something like that. This is where we stand right now. We started from here. We are right here. Big difference, okay? Like, we just come a long way. One more thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go under my gamma and try to pull some of that green out even more. I still see a lot of green in the middle, and we can even see that right here, okay? Like, if I were to do this, like, I mean, if I were to draw this out, like, look at this, to that, to that. We have this thing going on, although I got to be honest with you, when we were looking at our midtones there, it was very similar to what's happening here. So I don't know. Let's pull it out a little bit. Let's just pull out a little bit of green, but that's about it. So I'm going to go under my gamma, and I'm going to try to subtract that just a little bit, man. Like, I don't want to overdo anything here. So even something like that. Now, if I do before and after, I mean, obviously come a freaking long way, okay? So this is already, you know, to a point where you can print it and it looks great. But we're long ways to go from here, but still going in the right direction. So proper balancing is everything, guys, like one note, okay? So if you don't know how to color correct, you would drop on a LUT and your image will look like this, and you will quit, you know, pursuing the career as a colorist. But if you just know how to balance your image, just look at the kind of stuff you can create with one node. Okay, now let's jump over to our blacks, and I'm going to go under my log wheels. I'm going to take my shadows, and I'm going to pull them down, okay? And let's level them out, because we remember like how proper our black points were, okay, in the other shots. So I'm going to try to do the same thing. And then let me control my low range so I can take some emphasis off of her, I feel like. Actually, you know what? This shot is very punchy. Let's take some sting off of her. So something like that. And then let's keep pulling it down, and I'm going to do this, and let's see what's happening. So if I do before and after, okay, so the black points are looking proper, I would say. They're looking pretty good. So now the image is not washed out anymore. So now we get to see, you know, some of that, a little bit of that action going on. We still got long ways to go, but see like how crushed this is at the bottom. All right, guys. Now we're going to go under our look adjustment. And what do we want to do here? Let's think about it. So a couple of things. I can pull down my image, right? Because this is the thing. Let's see where she sits. She, like her skin right here is this right there. Okay, this is where she is. So she is between 256 and 384. Now let's see where our girl is. Our girl is way up here, okay? So let's try to bring it down a little bit and try to have a little bit more control over where her skin sits. But like I mentioned before, I'm not gonna overdo anything because she still needs to be brighter because she's in a brighter environment, okay? So I'm gonna, before I even pull this down, let me just skip and go to my glow and add my glow in, because that is going to change a lot of things, okay? And you already see what just happened. So it's going to change the brightness and it's going to affect a lot of my image. So I want to do that first. And I'm going to open this up. Let's close it a little bit so we can have that strong contrast that we had going on. And now I'm going to blend it in a little bit, because obviously I don't think there's really much of a glow thing going on there. But the reason why I'm doing that here, because if you have like a backlit scene, a glow just makes it look so much more cinematic. Not to mention like the punch that it's adding is really going to help us for the look that we're going for. And let me see what's happening now. So this is not looking bad at all, okay? I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna leave it there. Now I'm gonna jump back to my look adjustment. And let me just try to, I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. Okay, not too much, something like that. Now, one more thing that I want to do in my look adjustment node is this, okay? I'm going to go under my log wheels. I'm going to take my highlights. I'm going to raise them to about 22-ish. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my high range and I'm going to start opening it up. I'm going to open it up to somewhere around here. And now let's go back and close it off a little bit. So maybe somewhere around 14. And what that makes sure is that there is enough pop in the highlights. And that's a very important technique, okay? Or else like your grades will look very amateurish. Like you want to make sure that you have tons of pop in your highlights, and that will create quote unquote the dynamic range. It's going to take advantage of like what your image has to give. So far, so good. That's fine. And let me go back in my glow and look at what's happening here. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's added a lot of juice, like a lot of color, but that's okay. So that's where we are right now. Now what I want to do is I want to go in here and I'm going to create a window. So I'm going to go ahead, throw on a window, and this is what I want to do. I'm going to really restrict it to something like that. I'm going to do this, rotate it, something like that, open it up a little bit. And now that's what I want to do. I'm going to go under my primary. I'm going to grab my curve and I'm going to start pulling it up. Okay, I'm going to go down and I'm going to pull it up. I want to really pull her out. Okay, I also want to just drop in a pointer here somewhere and then just like really not that much, but let me do before and after and see what's happening. So, you know, this is very realistic. So something like that. Now let's go ahead and track it. So I'm going to go back, track it, and then I'm going to go forward and track it. And that just does quite a bit, okay? If I were to go here and just kind of show you what we did, if I do on and off, like it's making a pretty big difference. Now I'm going to go in this node. I'm going to create another window. And this one is going to be more of a general vignette. So we're going to do something like that. We're going to go here, rotate it so these lights are covered, and then open it up a little bit more, soften it quite a bit, invert it. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab it somewhere from like 60-ish and pull it down. And maybe leave it somewhere around here. So that's not bad. Now I feel like we are pretty much ready to go for our look. We've come a long way, and let's just jump right in. Okay, so now I'm going to go in this mode, and basically I'm selecting selected still images, and And let's punch in a little bit so you guys can see what's going on and I can see what's going on. Now we can just start going in hard for this particular look, okay? I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to create a parallel node because I just know for a fact that I'm going to be needing lips. I'm going to be pulling out her lips because this look is pretty insane where we need to go. So we'll be needing all the help that we can. So let's start off with our gamma and start taking it into that world, meaning we just have to take out so much yellow and we just have to go there, right? So, I mean, like, look at what I'm doing. I'm super aggressive with the moves that I'm making right now to really get my image where it needs to go. Now, the thing is that look at what it did to my black points, and that's just not going to work because the black points here are perfection. So that's okay. We're going to control that with our lift. Let's just keep going with our gain, though, because I think we have to bring some of that green as well, because, you know, see like how much green is in that, and we had seen it, right? Like where the green was sitting. So that was very important too. Now, I'm going to try to use my lift and see if it gets us in the ballpark. If not, then I'm going to use shadow in my log wheel. So let's go with lift first and take out some of that blacks that we lost. So let's go back to our black points because the jacket should be black. I'm like really just focusing on this dude. So now I'm going to take my gain and kind of pull it down as well to kind of just start getting the entire image in that world. Okay, so something like that. Then I'm gonna take my gamma and just keep pulling it down, and then I'm gonna take my gain and add magenta, so kind of go in the opposite direction. All right, so let's see where we stand so far in our look. Another thing that I'm noticing is that my image is way too saturated, and I can even see that in the vector scope. So if I were to turn this on and look at it and look at my image, like look at this image and look at my image, too much saturation. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this down, restrict it a little bit. And then another thing that I want to do is go under my curves and take my yellow and switch it to magenta. Okay, and then I want to do the same thing with my red. Okay, and now what we wanted to do under lips is I'm gonna punch in, and I'm just going to grab her lips, and then let's pull out and see what we're really grabbing. And my main focus is just on her lips. I don't care about anything else. So let's see. So something like that, and then like let's control some of these parameters. All right, you know, that will do. I'm going to add some denoise. I'm going to pull out of there, and then let's put color back into it. Okay, so I'm going to add more red, something like that. And now we're bringing that color back in. And then let's go back in our look, and let's add some warmth in our gain. I'm going to undo the saturation and then pull it back a little bit, but keep some saturation there. And now what's happening? Like, let's see. So now we can go under our curves and individually control the saturation. So I'm going to take my yellows and pull it down. I'm going to take my reds and pull it up, actually. And I'm going to take my hue versus hue and take my yellow and add that magenta, and then go back into my yellow and pull it down a little bit. So now if I do before and after, I'm going to take overall saturation and pull it down. All right. I don't know. I feel like something is happening, but we are still like miles away. I mean, right now it's not the same look. I'm not even going to joke. So let's do a few things to see what we can do to like really get something going. So I'm going to give it some pop, and let's do before and after. I'm just trying to get a feel for what is it that I'm missing big time, because I feel like there's just something just does not seem right. So this looks good. Maybe bring down the overall image. Let's just do that. So I'm gonna go in here, take my gain and pull it down. Keep it somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. And then I wanna go back into my look. I wanna take my gain and I wanna add some warmth. Okay. Now I want to take my gamma and pull it down to add that green action that we got going on. And then keep it somewhere around here. Now, the one technique that I'm going to use now is this. I'm going to put this image up like that. Somewhere around here. And then what I want to do is this. Okay, I'm going to go under my sizing and I'm going to pull her down so we can actually see what's happening. Like, how close are we? And we're not that close, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of things that just need to happen for our image to get in the ballpark. So I'm going to go in my primaries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gamma and I'm going to pull it down. Okay. And now what? So pull down the gamma. If I do before and after, I mean, we are getting pretty close in this node. I mean, even like, look at the hat, that gray to this, like what's happening. Look at the black points, like right here. Like, we are coming a long way, but there are still like ways to go. Now here under my lips, I'm gonna go back into my curves. I'm gonna go under my hue versus luminance. I'm gonna take my red and I'm gonna pull it down. I kind of want to add the same depth that we got going on here. And I want to go under hue versus hue, take my red and twist it to kind of have like a similar thing going on that we have here. So if I do before and after, I mean, that is making a big difference, right? Like, she's undead here and now it's like really selling that look. So what else? One thing that I'm going to tell you right now that I'm not a huge fan of is like this forehead is just, it's just so mushy and cold, whereas the skin tones here are looking perfect. So this might be one of those areas like where I just have to almost key it out. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to create a parallel node and I'm going to, first of all, like try it with my log wheels in my midtone. And I'm going to try to bring that warmth in. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, then I probably have to go in and do it a different way. So this right here, I think it's doing too much though. So it's not really controlled. I actually don't think, let me just try to control it with my low and high range. So if I open it up, it does go there. But then if I close it in my low range, then it kind of just keeps it restricted to that forehead. Okay, so that might be actually working. It's doing a couple of things that I like. I like that it's adding a little bit of color here. I like that it's making the forehead look very close to what's happening here. I think this was a very useful node, to be honest with you. So if I were to come out and look at it, yeah, that was definitely a worth it addition, 1000%. Okay, guys, so I think if I were to turn these three on and off, we can obviously see that, I mean, the look DNA is just coming in hard. Now, at that point, I don't know. I think this is pretty close. I mean, let's just do this. I'm going to go back into my sizing. I'm going to do tilt and let's fill it up. And let's do our final step, grain, and then kind of look at the image, evaluate it, and if we have to change anything, we will. So let's go back into our open effects. I'm going to do film grain. And this time we're going to play with 16mm because there is so much grain on our reference that I want to mimic that. So I'm going to go here to 16mm 500 and then I want to kind of see what's happening here and then drop in that kind of grain. So I think it's going to be a lot of strength that's going to get me there. All right, so I think that did the trick. So now if I go, let's go halfway. And I don't know, guys. I think we're pretty good. Like I said, you know, I don't want to overdo any image to a point where we start losing the juice, because some people might say that you can bring down the skin, right? Like, I mean, somebody can say, man, bring down the skin a little bit. But the thing is, our girl looks so great in this environment. And she's in a train. It's a different kind of lighting, different kind of mood. So these are the things like where I take the liberty. This is where we're not copycats, right? Like, I mean, we're taking a look as an inspiration and look at what we created, right? Because if I take these three and if I turn it on and off, I mean, you can obviously see what we created without any sacrifices. All right, so guys, this is our look. I'm calling it. So let's kill everything and then let's go from where we started to where we ended up. So first node was our 2383 FPE. Then we went and balanced our image, did our black points, did a look adjustment. Then we added glow, helped quite a bit. Then we popped our girl out and tracked it, then created an outside vignette. And then we went for the look. A lot was done here. And then we popped her lips out and made some more adjustments with our black points and her forehead especially. Like, I mean, it was just like really cold, warmed it up a little bit. And then finally, we added the grain. And this is our final look. Let's check it out in full screen. So I wasn't kidding when I said this is going to be the hardest look we created on this channel. There were so many little things going on, but ultimately, hopefully everybody got the message that, hey, we can look at these, use them as inspiration, and then we can just create and throw our own flair on top of it. On that note, guys, if you have any content suggestions, drop them in the comment section below. Make sure to check out the free trainings. Links are in the description. Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more awesomeness, and I will see you guys in the next video.